welcome back to my channel. Today we are embroidering on Groomsman pocket squares. These are polyester pocket squares that my customer provided, and we need to do 6 of them, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to do them. For this project we are using our 5x5 freestyle mighty hoop stand with our 5x5 mighty hoop, of course. I have the pocket square, like I said. I also have my printout for the design that we're doing. We're doing the initials and his title of the bridal party, which is groom. You'll see the other ones. We have one best man and then a few groomsmen that we're gonna do. These are being done in a custom desert rose pink. So it is a really, really pretty color that I ordered specifically for this project. We are going to be using tearaway stabilizer. I'm actually using 2 sheets just for good measure because I don't want anything to go wrong with registration or anything like that. These are very, very thin. These are actually, I looked up the brand, they ordered these from the UK. Definitely don't want to mess these up, so we're gonna do everything as best we can. I'm gonna use just a tiny bit of spray adhesive to hoop it, and I will show you that in a minute. And then I have just some heat tape so that I can line up my name right on the corner where I want it. And I think that's everything. So let me bring you in closer and show you how I'm gonna line up the name and how I hoop it. Okay, so here we are on our pocket square. He wanted them right in the corner like this. We've already gone over placement and everything. So I just need to make sure, obviously, I do what we discussed. And we discussed roughly 3 inches wide. The groomsmen are 3 inches wide, but this one you can see is definitely not. This one I believe we did, yeah, 1.75 wide, because groom at 3 inches wide was way bigger. So that's why this one technically is a little bit smaller, but to the eye it looks much more aesthetically pleasing. So I'm just using my little ruler here to make sure I'm 1 inch down from the corner. And then I'm going to also make sure I'm lined up with this horizontal line. Just need to go about right there. Just making sure my horizontal line is lined up with the corner so that I am perfectly even. And then I'm going to tape this in place. I don't want this moving at all. So there you can see our placement, absolutely perfect. So now let's hoop it. Okay, so I have the bottom of my 5x5 hoop in, my tearaway stabilizer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this on top. And since this line is lined up with this corner, I'm going to make sure that it is in line from the bottom corner of my pocket square and the top corner in line with the vertical line that's given to me on my stand. So I'm going to do this, line it up, and then I'm going to take my adhesive spray and I'm just going to spray it real lightly, just enough to tack it down for me to get my square on. I'm gonna go ahead and put the top of my hoop on so that it's ready. And I'm also going to use these center points here to make sure my design is straight on the pocket square because I don't want to hoop it crooked. And then I'm going to very lightly press this down so that it is stuck on there. Now the full thing isn't going to be hooped, but it's going to be enough for us to embroider. So it's going to look like that, and I'm going to pull the corners just a little bit so that it is really taut underneath. Really press it down so that it sticks on there. Okay. And so that is hooped absolutely perfect, absolutely how I want it. So we're gonna go ahead and take it over to the machine. One thing that I get asked about so often is, you know, where do I get my digitizing? Can I get anything digitized? Can I use any type of file? Can I use any text? Can I just get a font from DaFont and upload it to my machine. When you want to embroider something, you have to get your design digitized so that your machine can read the stitches. So since I'm running Ricomas, I have to have a .dst file, brother.pes, so on and so forth. I don't know what any of the other ones are. So this, I went to my digitizer. I use dreamdigitizing.com, not an affiliate post or anything like that. I just use them all the time, and I told them how big I wanted it, and I gave them as much information as possible as to what it is going on, because what you are putting your design on really matters. You can't just take any file that you find and put it on whatever. Most of the time you're probably going to be okay, but sometimes, you know, it's going to be too thick for a garment or whatever. So I let them know this is a very thin polyester pocket square. It's very soft. I need my design this big. And what that's going to do is that's going to let the digitizer know exactly how they need to set up the design. The push-pull compensation is different. The density is different. There's so many different things that go into digitizing that I have no idea. That they need to know so that they can give you a good quality stitch out. So I got this digitized exactly for a pocket square. Now, can I go ahead and take this and put this on a patch or even like a front left chest? Yeah, probably, but they need to know exactly what it's going on so that you get the best possible stitch out for your garment. Mostly I get that question of like, well, can I use this file for hats? Hats are completely different. They digitize based on the curve. They digitize from the middle out and the bottom up. The push-pull comp is completely different. The densities are different. And then you get into like the 3D puff and the needle type. There are so many different things for every different thing that you need digitized. That's another video for another day. But I want to let you guys know I got this digitized exactly for this pocket square. So the push-pull compensation, the density, everything that I keep repeating is exactly for this. So in theory, we're gonna get an absolute perfect stitch out. So let's go ahead and put it on the machine. So now I'm just contour tracing to make sure it's exactly where I want it. And it looks pretty good. I'm gonna do it again, and this time just look from the side. That looks really good. So now I'm very carefully going to take this off, flatten it out. I have my colors set and my speed and everything on my panel that I need set, and we're just gonna stitch it out. So that just finished up. So we are going to take it out of the hoop, get this out of the way. Now I'm just going to very carefully cut these tails. There's only a couple of them. And then also very carefully cut or take the back off. Just comes right off. And usually to get these back threads just really quickly, I'll just take a lighter to it. But since this is a very expensive pocket square from another country, I'm going to just very carefully cut all of the threads with my scissors. So here it is up close. I am very happy with how this stitching turned out. It turned out absolutely perfect. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. Love that pink. So let's go ahead and do all of the other ones. The other ones are like an olive green. So I'm just going to do a time lapse stitching those out, and then we will look at all of them. And here they all are together. I seriously could not be happier with how they all turned out. I think they are so cool. I have never done anything like these. This was such a fun new thing for me to do, something I can add to, you know, my social media accounts and my resume, and definitely something I don't need to be scared of in the future. So I love how these turned out. And then just for fun, to show you guys what else went along with these orders, is these custom patches on the back of the matching ties for all of the wedding party. This I didn't film, and honestly was not my favorite to do. It was very hard to get the patch to adhere. Obviously there's not really any way to sew it on, and I had some issues finding an adhesive that would work. But yeah, I'm happy with the final result. It just definitely was not my favorite thing to do, but they turned out cool. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave me a comment down below and say hi. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video.